Hey guys, this is the Pooks and Week show where we talk about traveling, couples, and everything in between.
And for our guests today, we have an incredible couple from South Africa. We met them over dinner just by chance, randomly. They were looking at a website called trustedhousesitters.com. I'll put their link, ours too, on the bottom. and we were just asking them questions and we just hit it off. Apparently, they have a lot of really great insights, and they are barefoot enthusiasts, which they're the first that I've ever met that are barefoot enthusiasts, vegans, and just a very interesting couple. So let's help me welcome and introduce Angela and Nathan.
Hey guys.
Hey, hello. Thanks for having us.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, awesome.
So, tell us a little bit about yourselves, just to break the ice a little, just kind of talk about your backgrounds or whatever story you have. And I do apologize too, I told them as they were coming in that the construction site decided to work today.
I know, yeah. This
Out of
happened,
all the weeks today, it just started.
Murphy's Law.
Right.
This is where it happens. Cool. Well, we're
You go for it.
Nathan and Ange. We're from Cape Town, South Africa. Well, technically, I was born in Sydney, Australia.
Okay.
But I haven't been back since I was a baby. Mm-hmm. So grew up in South Africa, in Cape Town, although we both...
Yeah, we both grew up in Cape Town, but we moved to Johannesburg. So I moved there for 10 years and was there for around 8 years. Yeah. And we met while I was on holiday in Cape Town, and shortly after Ange moved to Johannesburg. Completely not planned together or anything.
Oh, wow.
That's a cute
story.
Yeah. And then we were friends for 2 years up in Joburg before we started dating. And then, the rest is history.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago.
It
We've
was a
been
long
together
time.
for almost 10 years.
Yes, it'll be 10 years in December.
Yeah. Almost 10 years in December.
And then we moved back to Cape Town, 4 years ago? And then a couple of months ago decided to make the move to the nomadic lifestyle.
Awesome,
Yes.
yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So I know that you guys are working remote.
Yes.
Yes, so tell us about that. How did you guys get into your remote job?
So we've been working remotely for a little while actually, even living in Cape Town, which is really great. We were both lucky to be in situations that were kind of flexible and not office bound. So I do account management and copywriting for a marketing agency based up in Joburg, and it's a very small business, and the owner was very open to me working remotely. I initially was working full time for them and asked if I could move to Cape Town, and he was happy with that. And then I went sort of independent, but was still contracted to them on an ongoing basis, and he was just completely open to that.
Let me ask you real fast. Is that normal in your area, working remotely? Because for where we come from, nobody does that at all.
No,
Oh, really?
not really.
Definitely in Cape Town, it's a big culture and it's growing hugely.
Cool.
Cape Town's really equipped for it. There's a lot of co-working spaces.
Definitely.
Nice.
Yeah, and it's also a very creative place as well. So I think more and more people are working like that, and I think more and more businesses are becoming open to it as well, which is really great. So it's definitely something that's pretty big in South Africa.
Especially in the marketing kind of space as well.
Exactly.
Like copywriting, designers, that sort of thing. That is naturally, I think, quite conducive to freelance arrangements.
100%. Although having
and
said
remote
that,
work.
there's a lot of opportunity in other jobs as well, and I think that's what's so great, and I think that's what we've learned through speaking to friends of ours who have been doing this for a while. Doing jobs that we didn't necessarily think you could do online.
Right.
But I mean, there are websites dedicated to remote work. And jobs that again, that you think you have to be office bound for, and it's not the case. So we've been very fortunate. So we've been in this situation for a while, but it's very different doing it internationally. We work remotely, but we had our home, and we're all sort of settled, and our families and everything. Exactly. You don't have to fit all your belongings into 2 backpacks. So it's still been a huge adjustment.
Okay.
Before we talk about those differences, so it sounds like you've been thinking about being digital nomads for a while. What did you guys do to prepare?
We actually hadn't thought about it for too long. I mean, it had been something that we had sort of spoken about on and off, but more from the point of view of doing something like a van life kind of trip. So that was something that we had maybe kind of spoken about for a potential future venture. So our original plan actually was to move to Australia and then do a lot of traveling from there. So our goal had been to travel quite a bit. And then when we spoke to these friends of ours that have been doing this for a while, they said, well, why are you bothering to try and move to another country to do that? Just just go nomadic right off the bat. So, you know, the idea was always to travel, and the idea was to do that most likely while doing some remote work still, but to still have a base. But after that conversation, I think we quite quickly changed to the idea of just purely going nomadic.
Yeah, neither of us have done very much traveling. We went overseas together for the first time last year. Well, we came to Bali.
Okay, yeah, right.
Here we are again.
Yeah, it is a great city.
Guys go?
It is. So a lot of places where we've been.
Yeah.
So Canggu and Ubud.
Nice.
Gilimino, Nusa Penida, Nusa Lembongan, and did a day trip to Nusa Penida. So we've done a lot of the same places again this year, as well as a couple of different ones, which has been great. We were keen, like after traveling internationally together, the bug just bit, you know, and we just realized, oh wow, there's so much to see, and we're not really necessarily keen on settling down in one place at the moment. You know, we're keen to travel and see the world and decide where we want to settle from there.
Cool.
So and sorry, just going back to the preparation.
There's so much to it.
Yeah, there really is. I mean, and it's different for everyone. But for us, I mean, we did a lot of speaking to these friends of ours. So we've got, it's a couple who've been doing this since 2016, and they actually gave a talk. It's funny, you know, everything happens for a reason, the timing of things. They were giving a talk while they were in South Africa, and we went, and they were just sharing information about it, and it was like they were answering all our questions about everything, and it was amazing. It was like the talk was for us, and we spoke to them, and it just was like a no-brainer. It's like a light switch just went on, and it was like, this is what we're supposed to be doing. And we just asked them loads of questions, and it just took lots of question asking, lots of looking online. There are loads of blogs and things about this kind of thing. You know, just more and more people are living like this and doing this, as you guys know. I mean, all the information's out there, and just talking to people, and I think people are just so keen to share information and how to do it and to support each other. So if you're keen to do it, the information is at your fingertips.
So after you got the information, what were some of those milestones? Like, obviously, one of the biggest themes for being a digital nomad is you have to sell your stuff.
Yes.
I don't know, because like, how are you going to preserve it all? So you are more inclined to sell it.
So I think that those are like big milestones.
So we had a look at options like taking a bunch of things and putting them into storage for a while. But our plan is very likely to not settle back in South Africa. So we kind of had a look at our things, and we thought, you know, are these things that we really would want to take with us if we were to settle somewhere else? So if we were to settle in Australia, are we going to be bothered about trying to preserve a couch or whatever in storage and then ship it over? You know?
It costs more to ship it than to
It is absolutely nuts. And also the stuff that we had, to be honest, I mean, we weren't really hugely attached to anything that we had. And we had started the process even way before thinking about living this lifestyle. We had started the process of streamlining and wanting to just live lighter, live with less, you know, placing less emphasis on stuff.
You guys, so even before traveling, you guys already started adopting the minimalistic.
Heading in that direction, just like trying to be a little bit more aware and mindful about what we were buying, and starting to rather look at, like, if we did want something, make sure that it was a quality version of that thing, so that it was going to be longer lasting.
I have to ask you as well, is that a big thing in your area? Because it's completely opposite in the United States. It's like buy more stuff, buy more stuff.
I think it's mixed. I mean, definitely that like consumerism is a big thing, but there are also, I think there is a large group of people and growing awareness around living,
and a more sustainable lifestyle as well. There's
exactly
there's
from
a couple of shops.
Sorry,
it's all right. There's a couple of shops that have popped up in Cape Town as well, sort of like zero packaging shops. So take your own jar with, if you're going to buy rice, you fill your own jar, that kind of thing. So there is one shop here that we've seen, isn't there? There's a couple of shops here.
No, I don't think so. Really?
I've seen a little sign that has something like that.
It's really good.
So I would consider that like the cutting edge, like the frontier, the leading, where people want to go to. People are headed that way, and we come from a place where they're very far behind. They maybe aspire, but I don't think we have any friends that are living that type of sustainability, minimalistic lifestyle.
Probably just us right now.
Oh wow!
Yeah, in our circle.
Right?
There you go.
So like, you know, you're saying these things, I'm like, wow, that's not normal for like. I don't think we would have been minimalistic if it wasn't for travel. We were actually quite the opposite. We kind of talked in detail of our last YouTube video that we were about to live a big, luxurious, things-filled lifestyle. and we just traded it all because we knew we wanted to travel more than
But let me explain why. Antonio's black or white. It's either luxurious or like
either
nothing.
minimalistic.
So
or
I
like,
sat there like, okay, I don't want to like work
Yes.
as hard as I'm going to. So I like working hard, but not enough to like just afford our lifestyle,
Sure.
the luxurious lifestyle. So I thought, let's just travel. Like, let's just sell it all. Let's just, go all in with traveling.
Sure.
Yeah, like you guys did.
Sure.
So like
selling
drastic
stuff.
things, but for you guys, it just seems like there's a culture kind of establishing there. You guys are already adopting things that just make you nomadic.
Yeah, right. So keep
Sure.
telling us like you guys didn't want to like keep your couch. You were thinking about the storage, and so then
Yeah, exactly. And then, it was still hard. I won't lie.
It was still hard.
It was, no matter how much you prepare for it and say, and these things don't matter, and you can always go to a shop and buy a couch
You're like,
in a couple
it's
of
that
years.
feeling, right?
Yeah, that's the thing. I think that we're so conditioned to attach our worth and our success to stuff.
Right.
And that's not the case at all, and I think more and more people are realizing that, which is great.
Yeah.
Success is not necessarily, it's not the money you have in the bank. It's,
Exactly.
I think for us, and that's why we're doing this, success means, having balance in your life and being happy with your life,
absolutely.
Yeah.
And being able to do the things that we'd like to do that are important to us and that do make us happy. If you're working 10, 12-hour workday or even an 8-hour workday, you're exhausted after that.
Yeah.
And if you like being outdoors, if you like being active, those things can become a bit more challenging if you're trying to do that still, I think.
Money for us is still, we want to have enough of it.
Yeah,
Right,
of course.
everyone
So,
does. Yeah,
I think
absolutely.
that money, as much as the saying goes, money doesn't buy happiness. It does buy certain things.
Yeah, it does.
which you
I
need,
agree.
and there's nothing wrong with that, I don't think. But I think it's just about having that balance. And we, having lived in Joburg for many years, we were very much caught. Like we weren't always like this at all.
Oh,
Sure.
Yeah, we used to blow so much money on. I don't even know. I'm
Yeah.
like,
Right?
I
Now that
agree.
you look
Yeah,
back,
it's
it's
so
like,
wasted.
earn and burn.
Our
Yeah.
weekend entertainment would be going to Sandton City, which is like the biggest shopping centre in Johannesburg,
go
or was at that
shop
time. And we go shop,
and
that would be our
drink
weekend
and eat
activity.
out and buy stuff and more stuff and more
Yeah.
stuff. And
That
like,
now is just either in the trash can sold
Now,
for
yeah,
pennies
yeah.
on the
Exactly,
dollar.
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
And now we walk into a shopping centre and we're like, oh no, like
Yeah, right? I agree.
it's been
Yeah.
5 seconds. We want to get out of here already.
Yeah.
But I think that those phases are necessary.
Yep,
You
I
know, someone who's maybe been brought up like this.
Yeah, that's true.
Might feel drawn to a more,
Sure.
Like I want to go to
materialistic
America
lifestyle.
to buy a big house in.
Yes.
Exactly, and I think, everyone's got their different journey and order of doing things, and this is just the way it's kind of panned out for us. I think that I don't personally look back on that and regret it. I think
Yeah.
it was necessary to kind of reach this point and to appreciate this. I think every sort of phase in your life has the things that you have to take from it to learn
Right.
from.
Sure.
Yeah.
I
absolutely.
think just going back to something from before, you were asking about sort of getting rid of things, and and you mentioned how there were some tough points in that.
Just seeing your stuff, like when people come in, because we sold on Gumtree, so what's
Gumtree
that?
is
That's
Craigslist
like
type of
Craigslist
thing.
kind of
Yeah.
So we
Oh,
sold all
cool.
our things on there. So
Okay.
your timing is all different as well. So you don't just
Yeah.
kind of like, I'm moving out on this day, so everybody come on that day and pick everything up. It doesn't work that way,
Yeah.
You sell one thing and somebody comes to pick it up today, and then the next thing's tomorrow.
So it's little by little.
Little by
Use it
little. And then
slowly,
somebody
yeah.
comes in to buy your couch, and they're like, "Oh, actually, are you selling that as well?" So we had somebody come in and they bought our washing machine, and they were like, "Ooh, but what about your kettle?" And we were like, "Sure, buy the kettle." And then we still had a couple of days left living where we
with
were.
no kettle,
with
so
no
we have to
kettle.
boil our water in the pot and like.
Which is actually funny because we recently learned that in the US people don't use kettles much.
Nah, not
Not
really.
much.
My husband was
Very
there, and he was
dishes.
like,
Yeah.
we don't use the kettle. I'm like, but how do you? But
How do you
Then
make
how do
tea?
you-
Because if we put it
Yeah.
on the pot,
On the pot.
it takes so much longer.
Or in the microwave. He said he microwaves water to boil it.
They do that. They do
Or
that.
I like using a Keurig. I bought a Keurig.
What is a Keurig?
What?
I don't know what a Keurig is.
So in
Keurig
America,
like
in the United States, it's very popular to have a automatic machine
It's like your little coffee machine.
where it heats up the
like
water for
like
you.
Oh, sure.
It's
Yeah.
like an
Little
espresso.
espresso.
Yeah, like
Oh, but
espresso
the
machine.
brand is
Yeah.
Icarus.
Okay, yeah, but like it's a
Okay.
coffee machine.
Okay.
But
Sure.
like it's like little pods. You
Yes.
put it in
Sure.
there.
Little
okay,
pods and
okay.
automatic
Okay.
hot water.
I was like,
That's fancy though.
Yeah, that's fancy.
okay, yeah.
We're like boil a kettle, throw a tea bag in,
But that's cute.
or a mocha pot.
Or a maca pot, yes.
Yeah.
Which we brought with us, by the way.
You
Yes.
did.
A
I did.
maca pot and 2 pots.
Yes.
2 cooking pots.
That's right.
Yes.
You told us.
Yeah, well, we didn't initially bring the pots because we thought we didn't have space, and we had someone bring them up for us.
Yes.
Oh my
we,
goodness.
There are certain
We
things
still
to
got
us
it.
that are like really
I
important
need
to
it.
us. So like, yeah, like in terms of like our kitchen and
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, like in terms of like getting rid of things, like things
Oh, yeah,
in like
yeah.
the kitchen and you know just seeing those things like go out your house, you're just kind of like you know.
Yeah.
So it has been an adjustment and doing things like cooking here,
Yeah.
you know, and not having like the spatula like
Right?
to use
Like a
and,
quality spatula.
exactly, just
Yeah.
those little things, but that's part of the whole thing, you know. Like I think if you go into this thinking that you're going to be comfortable all the time, you're going to be hugely disappointed
Yeah.
very quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah, like yesterday we went to a nice dinner and Violet was getting eaten alive by bugs.
Oh,
Sure.
yeah,
She's like
yeah.
so we
I
forgot to
didn't
put
put
our
in bug
spray on.
Yes, yeah, that bug spray is
Just
live.
comforting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I also got child last night.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I know, right?
So it's I mean it is interesting because you get a ton of sort of these digital nomad accounts that promote how wonderful everything
I know,
is.
that's so
and,
true.
And to a degree, there are amazing things. You
Yeah,
know,
that's
like we
wonderful.
were riding around the other night, and we're just riding around on the scooter, and you're like cruising past these beautiful rice field
Right.
views, and
That's
it's
the
amazing.
best.
But
Yeah.
there are some realities to it, and there is
Yep.
the other side to it that a lot of people don't share very much.
Yeah,
Let me
tell-
share
tell
one
us-
thing
tell us
to the
about it.
Americans though. Riding around in a scooter, we don't do that at all. No, but everybody
Oh,
just has a
yeah?
car, and I fell down. And I
Oh, he
way.
did.
just,
It was so cute
yeah.
in a
So
weird
if
way.
you're American, you're gonna
So
fall
cute,
down.
Because he was so shocked.
I was like,
Look, well, you
and she landed on top of me, and it was like,
So he
no.
booked a fall.
So you walked away without a scratch.
That's love, guys. That's love.
It was on purpose, right?
You're actually really lucky because that's something that we noticed the last time when we came to Bali the first time.
Yeah.
We were like, why are all these people walking around with bandages? We noticed so many people with these bandages on their
Me
legs.
too.
And then we found out it was from scooter accidents. And it
was actually terrible. We were on Gili
Yeah.
Mino,
Oh,
one of the Gili
shame,
Islands, and there's this couple that we met there, and they were looking so upset. I think the lady
she was
actually
crying
she was
in
crying.
this
She was
little
crying.
shop, in this little grocery shop, and we spoke to them, and they said that they had had an
Basically,
accident.
yeah, they'd had an accident, and they'd had an accident right before coming to the
Yeah,
Gili Islands. So the
shame.
Gili Islands are these
no.
tiny little islands. Basically, what you do
Yeah.
there is you eat and you snorkel or you swim.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay.
So there's no other
Okay,
activities.
yeah.
So they were all bandaged up, and the doctors had said you can't go in the water for like 2 weeks, and
Oh
that
my
covered their entire
goodness.
time that they were on those
and,
islands.
and they had been
And-
planning that holiday for
Oh, that's so
ages,
So they missed out on
and
the
they-
Oh my
snorkeling.
goodness.
I don't know
on
if they're planning
everything.
scuba.
So
Honestly.
all they could do is eat.
Yeah.
you know
Which
what?
isn't too
Though?
bad, but I
Right? But you're going for the snorkeling.
Exactly.
On
I
that
just-
point,
yeah.
that's why digital nomad slow travel is the
Yes.
best way to do it
Yeah.
because we got sick, just like you guys got sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Things
if we
happen.
if we had like a set 10-day vacation,
Oh, yeah.
that would have just ruined the first couple days, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
and it puts stress and pressure versus just going slowly. And
Yes.
it's just the way to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
actually really weird for us so we got here and we were in Bali for 2 weeks, and then had our honeymoon 2 weeks after getting here. So we took a 2-week break, and when it really hit us how grateful we are that we can do this is when
Yeah.
we went back to work this past Monday, and normally when your holiday ends, you get on a plane,
Yeah.
and you're kind of like, oh, I'm going back to work, and I had
gratitude.
that go back to work feeling, but it felt really weird having that, but still being in Bali.
Yeah,
And you're
Yeah.
kind of like, yeah, so
Yeah, it's like I'm done with my holiday and I'm going back to work, but
I'm
in the
still
day
in
I
the
can
cities,
still-
like, and you're like,
You're still in paradise.
Yeah.
yeah, it's really awesome. On the flip side, sure, like there are a bunch of challenges. I mean, yeah, like at the accommodation.
Yeah.
Right.
If you're living on a budget. Obviously, they're the things that come with that. So at the moment, it's quite a creative situation in our bathroom.
Yeah.
We've got our shower that's like over the toilet. So your whole bathroom gets a wash
And
while
we'll
you
put a
wash.
picture.
Yes,
So
But
yeah,
you could
go
have
for
a really comfy shower because you could just have a seat.
Yeah, my dad's like, you
The
can do it
bright
all in
side,
one. And I'm
magic.
like, oh, jeez, Dad.
Yeah, that's Antonio.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I need my space. Like, it's different.
And also just like, sometimes you just want to, have more space and have your space and feel
Absolutely.
settled. And, sometimes you get home from being on a scooter all day and you feel like, my hair's like kind of just been a combination of sweat, sun cream, and dust for no matter how much you wash it. But, honestly, like to even label those as challenges, I feel makes me sound like a spoiled brat, actually.
No, but I think everybody can
1000%.
relate with that. And I think that's why there's like some little travel hacks too. Like after a long flying travel day, we book a hotel right next to the airport. We just want to get straight to the airport and sleep and shower. So relating to you like that, I think that's what some people mistakenly do is they get their hotel in Chengdu, and then after they have a long travel day, they have another hour to get to their.
Did you guys do that?
We did do that. We did that in the car. Although we've had such a great driver from last year, actually.
Yeah.
We still had his numbers, so quickly came and picked us up.
And that's the cool thing too. Like you guys are able to build relationships with like the locals, and like they pull through. Like they get you.
Like she had the
they're there
best
for you.
surf instructor.
Yeah, I did.
That's awesome.
This young lady.
It makes your experience much richer,
Absolutely.
creating those relationships.
Because they care about you.
Exactly. I think like part of the experience of moving around is sort of staying long enough to get to know, like the people and engage with the people, rather than just sort of like coming into a place, doing whatever you want, leaving. You know, I think, also just kind of out of respect for the place.
Definitely.
Like actually just take the time to kind of like learn about their culture and engage with people and
that's something very important is that we call it the human interaction because when we were in South Korea, nobody spoke English. Everybody was going about their way. We try to get some help and directions and do you speak English? They'll say yes. And we explain our situation and they'll look at us so confused and they'll just say, yes.
It wasn't a yes question.
Right? So like it's very important. Bali is very special because we met people like you and even the locals some are good at English, some are not.
But for the most part, they can grasp the language, or like whatever you're asking.
Yes.
Sure.
And also it's really cool, like if you sort of, we've been like checking out on Duolingo, like just to kind of know some basic terms, and people really appreciate it as well. You know,
we haven't tried learning the language
The other
yet.
thing,
but that's
we
a good
noticed.
point.
The other thing we noticed, especially because we went to the in Ubud, there's the morning market, which is for like the locals for fruit and veg and things. And the one time we went there, we were trying to sort of get a price or get some info out of the lady who was selling, and another local helped us out. So she spoke English and she did a bit of translating.
Oh, that's cool.
That's so
I feel like
nice.
we've had that
Really cool.
somewhere else as well.
Yeah.
So there's been a couple of places where people are happy to translate and just random locals that'll just get involved.
They just help you.
and
Yeah,
help
so
out.
it's so true because when we crashed, this guy stopped and was like, "Are you guys okay? Are you guys okay?" And then,
Random person just stopped it.
it's
like,
really
just
pretty
made
cool.
sure we were okay.
That's
so
great.
they're
So
really
welcoming.
helpful.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And the other time anytime you're going to your accommodation or maybe more so the restaurants, they are so nice. Like we got 4 hi, bye, thank yous. Like all throughout it.
People are so friendly.
Yeah.
It's nuts, you know.
Yeah.
It's like better. We have a saying in Chick-fil-A that they're in the United States. Chick-fil-A has the nicest people.
Yeah.
They're nicer than the people at Chick-fil-A. Right?
Yeah,
That's when you know.
that's when you know they're nice. Yeah.
It's pretty cool. So
But I definitely do want to hear more of like your guys' struggles, like the challenges that
some
y'all
of your
have.
more stories.
Because like you said, people don't really touch on that.
Oh, yeah,
and we haven't either, honestly. So it's
Instagram, although I mean Instagram's great, social media is great in a lot of ways, you know. But I do think that sometimes it's
like over glorifies it.
absolutely. What's the biggest challenge? I don't.
Probably our accommodation. Not specifically like sort of whether it's nice or not, because we've stayed in a couple of nice places as well. More,
Maybe
I don't know, trying to figure out where it is or the construction around, because we had a construction at a couple of places.
Yeah, I don't even think those are big challenges.
I think for you guys, maybe the challenge is the kitchen.
It
makes it
yes,
narrows
the
it down and it gives you less
It's
selection.
kind of an adventure.
Yes.
Cutting boards like this big. Like cooking for us is important. I mean, we've been doing loads of eating out because like the options here are amazing.
Yeah.
And we're vegan, so we. I mean, we are so spoiled for options here. Like
The options for vegan food here are really, really great.
They have vegan menus sometimes.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
and fully
there's
plant-based
a number of fully plant-based restaurants.
and so really it's just been incredible. But having said that, we're also keen to not eat out all the time. And so just getting used to a teeny tiny kitchen and Yeah, you know, but I think we came into this very realistic of that,
Yes.
and it's been fun. Like sure, like sometimes I'm like, I just want some space to cut these tomatoes. Right. But like
I have to do it on my knee.
yeah, no jokes. Like, actually, the other day we were like scooting somewhere, and I had to send this urgent email, and I was like I have to. So we stopped on the side of the road, and Nathan just held the laptop like this.
Really? Yeah.
He actually took a photo. He was my standing
I was holding the laptop with one hand and I had my phone out. I was like, the realities of like, you know,
Yeah.
working at different
Yeah. Because you're working all different hours. So
That's
we were working
true.
from like around about 2 in the afternoon till about it's like
11.
12, yeah, depending on the day.
Yeah.
Anyway, but
That is real. You are at the demands of good Wi-Fi because
Yeah.
I worked almost all night, and
He
then
woke up working up.
I had to
Or
wake
working.
up because
Oh.
that's when they were awake, and I had
Yes.
to be like, oh, I need good Wi-Fi. I had to go back to my co-working space.
Yeah.
So
So,
you're at the ones
here's,
that
Yeah.
do you not have a local SIM? Because
we tried that. It really whacked out her phone, but maybe
Yeah.
we need to kind of
Yeah.
develop.
Like
so
still-
we both have local SIMs.
Yeah.
So I don't know. You didn't. Did you use WhatsApp much back home?
No.
So
not
that's
really.
big in South Africa and it's
Oh,
big
okay.
here. So on WhatsApp, our number has remained the same as our South African number.
Oh,
Even though
right.
you're disconnected.
Yes.
Okay.
Even though we're disconnected, we have a local SIM, but our WhatsApp number stays the same. So we get the benefits of local data, which is seriously cheap.
so much
I
cheaper
know.
than
So,
home. Wow.
it was
Is it a good connection?
160,000 rupiah for 25 gigs of data.
Which at home, what would it have cost?
That would have cost us.
Well, how much is like a 5 gig if
So
you bought a bundle?
a 5 gig bundle back home is like 500,000 rupiah.
Yeah.
So it's
Five.
it's
So
five
five
times the
times-
data
yeah,
for a
less.
third of the price.
Oh
It's
my
roughly.
so nuts.
Yeah,
So
it's-
nuts.
and the connection is good. So
Yeah.
we
Okay.
use so anytime if we're out and we're using Wi-Fi, if that ever gets dodgy, we'll just switch to our mobile connection and tether to our phones.
Yeah.
Dude,
Okay.
That is a very good tip, but I think we gotten used to not having the local SIM for so long now,
Sure.
Yeah.
20 something days, that
Oh, I know. Yeah.
that we just kind of feel
Sure.
good about disconnecting. So
Right.
like
Yeah.
our
Yeah.
walks home, or maybe even the drives, like the cab drive, we didn't use our Wi-Fi at all. Maybe sometimes we might be scrolling. So
Yeah.
I think that's mainly more for the convenience and for emergencies.
Sure.
But
Sure.
right now, I think like let's
Well-
just say because I gave him the wrong directions to here,
We did.
and if you didn't
Yeah.
have that local
Yeah.
SIM, you
Yeah.
would have had to ask somebody for their
Sure.
Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
A
there's the
local coffee
convenience.
shop.
Yeah.
Having
sure.
said that, there
Yeah.
is Wi-Fi here absolutely everywhere. If you go
Yeah,
into like
that's
a
true.
convenience store, there's Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
That's true.
And that's
it's nuts.
That's the nice
No
thing.
matter where you go, you'll
They'll have
find
Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi, and everybody's so happy. It's almost like they'll bring you a menu and the Wi-Fi pops.
I know.
That's exactly
it's
right.
true.
Yeah.
It's like,
I was gonna say
Yeah.
the same thing.
I rewinding to the challenge. I
so
was
then
thinking
he was
about it.
holding the laptop.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
but the I think maybe like for me, what's been the biggest challenge is just actually feeling a little bit homesick.
Right. Me too.
Yeah, it's kind of just been a bit challenging emotionally. Like you know, before you move, there's so many things to be done, and
Yeah.
you're kind of caught up in the admin and everything, and the excitement, and
Right.
yeah, like. I had a bit of a delayed reaction to.
I know me.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
coming
Oh,
home.
it's
You know.
like I'm not gonna be around my family.
Exactly.
And you
And
don't
sisters.
take advantage of the time
Yeah.
before you leave.
Well, I think we were mindful of it to a degree, but
You still have a lot of things to do that you need
Exactly.
to accomplish like each day.
exactly, and I
Yes.
don't think you can. Yeah, you can't spend as much time as you possibly want to
Right.
with those people.
Yes.
You know,
I have
like
to ask,
yeah.
what are the differences of homesickness between both of you? How do you feel? And then obviously you just
Yeah.
told us you've been, and then the
Yeah.
update too of how the homesicks from the last time we talked to now.
Yes.
What are the updates? And we have some updates on ours.
Oh, nice.
So I'm not particularly homesick.
Yeah. You're just not homesick.
Sure, there, you know, like I miss the people, but I suppose I kind of once I've made that decision and that we're gonna go, I know that I'm not gonna see those people for a while. I know that they're easily contactable, and it just gets shifted around in my mind. It's not. There are things that I miss doing, and people that I miss, and places that I miss, but it's not something that kind of gets to me very much on any kind of regular basis.
Yeah, I think When I say I'm homesick, it's not that I want to go back tomorrow. You
Right,
know, like it's
absolutely.
by no means that, and it definitely is for me, like missing like the people. But I think mostly what kind of brings out that feeling is, so I'm a planner.
Okay, yeah.
I'm a planner. I like to have my structure and my routine and everything, and I think it's a combination of moving away from familiarity and people that I love, and the city that we love and all of that, and also not, it's not like we just moved somewhere else to settle somewhere else.
Yeah.
It's like this challenging
Like
thing.
ever-changing environment.
Exactly. So that in itself is quite unsettling,
Yeah,
So
you
it's-
don't know where you're gonna stay.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
it's not like, okay, bye guys, we're immigrating and we're moving to this place and this is our house now
Right,
and like whatever.
right.
It's kind of like, yeah, everything is constantly changing and that's new. And that again is a large reason why we're doing this, to grow and to
Yeah,
be
absolutely.
comfortable being uncomfortable and all those things. But yeah, I think it's that combination,
Yeah,
sometimes, like I think it's that fear of, oh my word, if I want to have supper with my parents tonight, like I can't do that,
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that it has gotten a little bit better. So in the first month that we were here, we were doing a lot of moving around. We weren't staying in a single place for more than 4 days. So we were just switching between accommodation a lot.
That can get tired because you pack and then
It was
Unpack and
exhausting.
unpack.
Yeah.
And so now we're settled in our place we've been there for a couple of days already, and we're not going just yet.
Yeah,
So
we're there for another just under
Yeah, I
2
agree.
weeks.
Yeah.
So that makes a
So
big
that
difference.
definitely, that being settled, and then you can get into a little bit of a routine. You're a little bit
Yeah.
more comfortable with your
Yeah,
space, and
yeah.
you're not planning to move again just
Yeah.
yet.
Also, we were tired. Yeah, we were tired from traveling, tired from the build-up, and
Yeah.
I don't know about you guys, but like when I'm tired, I'm like, it brings out all the emotions. I'm
Yeah,
just like,
absolutely. Like,
oh,
I just want like stability.
exactly. But yeah, I mean, already, we've just experienced so many amazing things in like being here for just over a month.
Yeah.
So, that definitely helps. And also, technology is amazing, and
I
we've had
know.
Yeah.
so many WhatsApp calls with family, and million-minute long WhatsApp
Right.
voice notes.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
We had a
you
nice
know,
conversation with friends yesterday as
yeah,
well.
exactly, which is really great. So that all helps. you
Yeah.
know. Yeah.
because that's a real thing. And then as you
Yeah.
found, it's mainly for the ladies.
Yeah, I'm super homesick.
Look at
Yeah.
I think that what it does bring up in me, like right now, like while we've been talking about it, and you say that we've done a whole bunch of things in such a short period of time,
Yeah.
it makes me like think about whether we took advantage of that back home as well.
Sure.
You know,
Okay.
like do you take advantage of your hometown and explore it as you would somewhere else?
No.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't necessarily.
Yeah.
That's
a
a
good
good
way to put it.
point.
Yeah, there are a lot of things that we did do. So
That's
we,
also because we moved away. So,
Yes.
we lived in Cape Town, we grew up in Cape Town, then we lived in Joburg. And then when we came back, I mean, I never used to go up the mountain and things growing up. And like when we moved back, we were like, oh my word,
Yeah.
how did we not take advantage of this? So
Yeah.
I think that already made us appreciate it
Yeah.
so much more
Yeah.
I agree.
than a lot of people who just sort of like live there
Live
the whole
there.
time. But it's like that no matter where you are. I mean, I think
Definitely.
if
Yeah.
we stayed in like Bali now, it's like, oh, it's amazing. But, you stay here for 6 months and then, you kind of, don't necessarily wake up and see the rice fields
Right.
as gloriously as you
Exactly.
did
Sure.
6 months previously, But that's the beauty of this lifestyle.
Yeah.
You get to move all the time,
Sure.
So you're sacrificing that stability and
Like the
security.
comfort, yeah.
Sure, but you get to see so much and you can never get bored and you can move around as much as you want, provided
exactly.
you're willing to juggle around your work hours and
Exactly.
possibly work at
Yeah.
whatever hour
That
of
you
the
need
morning.
to, yeah.
But I mean, it's a small price to pay, even if you can call it that, to be
Sure.
able to do this,
Yeah.
And also settling down is always there.
Yeah, exactly.
You can always do that,
Yeah.
So that in itself is stability.
Yep.
Knowing that it's
Absolutely.
always there.
Yeah. Yeah, so since you guys brought up settling down, you guys want to settle down in Australia, you were saying? Or where are you guys?
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, we were thinking, because I was born there, so I'm a citizen. So
Oh,
in
okay,
terms
cool.
of like ease of where to live, and I've got some family there, and I mean, it's beautiful and
Yeah.
similar to South Africa in a lot of ways as well, in terms
Sure.
of climate and that kind of thing. So, but we haven't been back. So we're going there
okay.
in 2 weeks. So
Oh,
we're
okay.
keen to
How
finally
exciting.
like explore it. We're keen to be able to make hopefully a good decision of where we want to live after doing some traveling. But it is
do you
it is
currently
likely.
have family there, or do you know anybody there right now?
Angela's got family
Yeah,
there
so
at
I've
the
got
moment,
cousins there, and a friend there, as well.
And then, because that's how we met you guys, you found a trusted house sitter home
right.
to go to, right? Is
Yes,
that
so
Yeah.
Trusted House Sitters is amazing, and these friends of ours, the couple that we mentioned earlier, they've been doing that since 2016. So you don't pay for accommodation, or you don't get paid rather for house sitting, but you also don't pay for accommodation then.
Yeah.
And you look after their pets, which is so amazing. We both absolutely love animals, and yeah, it also like gives you that sense of home.
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
know?
it does.
For us, yeah, a home isn't really a home without animals. So it's really a great opportunity as well for us to be able to give their pets lots of love and to have accommodation and to explore different
Yeah.
places. You know,
This is
so
gonna be your first one, right?
it's going
Yes.
to be our first
What are
one.
some of the details you can share, like what kind of pets, how long is the stay?
So cats, the first
Cats.
one, 4 cats.
Oh.
You love cats,
I'm a cat person. Nathan's more of a dog person. We're both all animal
which is good.
Yes.
So you're gonna be
person,
both.
but
Yeah.
but just like
In terms of excitement of
Yeah.
what animals will be sitting, and just much more excited about the cats, and I'm much more excited about the
Oh,
dogs.
nice,
But we'll love
yeah.
them both.
yeah.
Equally,
Yeah.
Yeah, we both
Yeah.
love dogs and cats, but I'm
Yeah.
I'm the cat lady.
Yes.
And then we're going to the ponds, which is about
45 minutes outside of Sydney.
yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
cool.
And it's right next to the suburb where I was born, which is really cool.
Wow,
Yeah.
neat.
So I'm keen to check that
Down
out.
memory lane.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. And then Bowral, which is
Oh, so you have
9
2 plans.
We've got 2 now.
yes. So
Oh,
we've got our house sitting sorted until mid-November, which is really great.
Yeah.
And what's so
way.
great about the house sitting as well is that because of like what opportunities come up
Yeah.
and what sits you get, you go to places that you may not necessarily
Yeah,
have
it
known
guides
about.
your
it.
travels,
So like
right?
Bowral, I didn't know, or the ponds even, I didn't know,
Yeah.
but you know now we've discovered them and they're apparently beautiful, and we're
Yeah.
super excited. You
Yeah.
know?
That way you don't pay Sydney prices and
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. And then
you get
we-
your kitchen.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
so excited.
You know
so
what?
Excited.
This is the more I hear it, the more I think like we really should jump on the Trusted House Sitters because you'll get
yeah.
the kitchen, the stability, you
Yeah.
get
The
free
pets,
accommodation.
Yeah.
exactly.
You do just
yeah.
you do just obviously have to do it in places where it's available. So
Yeah.
That's
it's
true.
not really available so much in Southeast Asia.
But Australia,
Right.
New Zealand, and
Australia, New
Europe.
Zealand, Europe, America.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so true.
Yeah. Which is good for us. You
Right,
guys
yeah.
have just got home.
I know,
imagine.
yeah.
Yeah, so
But if
like
you wanted to live in a different city,
Exactly.
that would be a good way
Yeah.
to do it.
Yeah,
for
exactly.
sure.
So we did some house sitting at home for friends and family.
Yes.
but not through the website.
No, not through the website.
No, it's helpful if you've done, you know, if you've got like some sort of experience, like doing, doing house or pet sitting. It's obviously beneficial, and you can load those references onto the platform.
Yeah.
But also, like if you've had pets
Yeah.
yourselves, and that kind of thing, you know, obviously, is a huge part of it is, loving and caring for the
Right.
animals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know. Like as you can imagine, these people are going away on holiday and they want to make sure that the right people are looking after their fur kids.
Yeah, exactly.
So and it's to give them complete peace of mind when they're away. I mean,
And it's
I think
expensive to get a
Like boarding.
boarding for your
Exactly.
it's
Like-
expensive, and I think also like you want to feel good, like even though
Secure.
yeah, you really want to feel good about like the place or person that you're leaving them with. And I think as well, it's always better for the animal to stay
In their own
in
environment.
their own
Oh,
environment.
right.
So that's
For
what's
sure.
really great as well. So I think it's a great platform for both parties. You know,
Yeah.
it gives them good peace of mind and a way that they can really be selective to find the right people to look after their fur family.
Yeah.
And then it helps people like us to travel around and have accommodation. And have cat cuddles or doggy cuddles at night.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm
That's so
excited.
cool.
So that's
Yeah.
the plan, and then we're going to stay in Australia for till the end of the year. I've got a cousin in Sydney, and then we're going to go to Melbourne for a little while.
Where
as
do you
well.
want to spend New Year's?
New
We're
Year's
not-
will actually be in the States.
Oh yes,
Yes.
of course.
Okay.
So we're going on
Yeah.
13th of December.
Yeah.
13th of December.
How long are y'all going to be there?
So we're staying with my brother for a couple of weeks, so
In
till the end of the year. So,
Pennsylvania?
yeah, Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania.
We're actually going to get, because we're not legally married yet, we had our ceremony in South Africa.
Oh,
And with
okay.
all the admin going on and everything, and me being Australian and all of that,
Yeah,
like
it's a bit more of an admin nightmare, and with the timelines that we were working on between getting married and leaving, there would have been a lot of paperwork that Anne would have had to submit, and we would have had to go for an interview with South African Home Affairs.
Really?
And we just chatted about it. So they,
Just time-wise
just an interview just to ensure that Anne wasn't marrying me for the South African citizenship.
yeah, they need to make sure, you know what I mean, that there's no, that we're legitimately getting
Yes.
married.
Yeah.
So we were like, with everything. I mean, we got married like in April.
Yeah.
Then we were moving, and there was so many things to plan.
Yeah.
We were like, let's actually just have the ceremony because that was what was really important to us, was
Yeah.
to like share it with our
Right.
friends
Yeah.
and family, and then we can worry about the paperwork, you know,
The
like
paperwork of
overseas.
getting married.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. So we're super keen to do that in New York and get married at City Hall.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, that's our plan.
Hopefully on the 28th of December, if we can time it right, because that'll be 10 years
Yeah.
since we started dating.
Yes.
That is so
Yeah.
So you guys are-
It'll be.
There we go. It's going to be very cold, and
It
I've
will be
never
very
seen
cold.
proper snow, so I am.
No?
Oh my goodness,
Have
that's
you?
so true.
My brother's like, just be
Yeah.
prepared.
Yeah,
like,
like big coats,
it's cold like you've
shoes.
never experienced. I mean,
Yeah.
in Cape Town, winter's like, what's a really cold day in Cape Town?
A really cold day in Cape Town, really cold is like,
Use
I don't
Fahrenheit.
know. I couldn't tell you. 5 to 10 degrees Celsius in the
Oh.
day.
Doesn't even
I'll
get
convert
that
that
bad.
later.
That'd be a really cold day.
I don't think
in
I've
Cape
ever
Town.
been in Cape Town when it's 5 degrees.
I don't think.
No,
I mean,
like 11.
Yeah,
Does it
11,
even-
yeah.
yeah.
So maybe 10 to 11 degrees would be like a very cold Cape Town day.
Yeah.
In New York, cold day would be 10,
Negative,
11
I
degrees.
know. I don't even know what that is.
Negative.
I don't know how
Negative,
to.
or if
no.
not.
Like
Yeah.
fathom
Fahrenheit.
it, like
This is Fahrenheit.
experience
So
it.
this was a challenge with packing, right?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
we knew that
Oh,
we were
yeah.
probably going to go visit my
Yeah,
brother.
it's colder.
We were like, but winter clothing, how do we do that then? So Mark actually, it's my brother. He said to me, actually, just rather buy
Buy it.
stuff. So I mean, I've got a couple of pairs of long pants.
Okay.
And I've got like one jersey here, but I mean that doesn't cut it, you know. And not a chance are we gonna do that
Two jerseys at least.
Yeah, and like snow boots. yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we
Like
don't,
a
so
coat.
we don't wear shoes.
Yeah,
as
we
you
don't
know.
wear
Oh my
shoes.
god.
So
Yeah,
What are you
we
gonna
obviously
do?
have
I'm going to
shoes.
test out New York
Well-
snow with no shoes.
No, you're not.
I totally am.
I've got Vivo Barefoot.
I think it might be-
and also.
Yeah, we've both got, so there's a brand that we both wear which is called Vivo Barefoot.
Yeah.
They're these minimalist shoes. So they've got like a wide front toe box to give your toes space, and they've got a really thin sole. So you get like the benefits of barefoot without actually being barefoot.
I think they make ones for snow as well.
They
although-
do. They do make a snow version as well.
Yeah.
Some
You might
of
need those, 'cause-
We
Yes.
might
I think
need
you're
those.
gonna need those.
Yeah. Yeah, and
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to be wearing shoes in the snow.
How much planning
Barefoot.
have you done for New York?
How much planning?
Have you looked a lot into zero?
Yeah.
Zero.
Yeah, I think
Like
Just
nothing.
living day to
we
day,
know that
baby.
we're
Yeah.
getting picked up from the airport, and that is it.
Oh,
Sorry,
are you
I'm
flying
to New York.
into New
We're
York?
flying into New York. My brother's picking us up from JFK.
Because he's only a 2-hour drive from
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, not too far.
Yeah, and then we'll figure it out when we're there. So
Yeah.
we're keen to. So we're going to be staying with him in Pennsylvania for the bulk of the trip. Well, the bulk of the first 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Without watching his kids. Or, I mean, his kids or his pets.
Yeah, well, we might
I
get
have
some pet cuddles because there are cats.
They are cats and Lily, a little Pekingese, and also so we haven't met his kids, so we are
Yeah.
so.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so
his
we're
real kids.
Yes, his,
Yeah, okay, yeah,
his,
like
his
human
human children.
kids.
Like talking about
Yeah, we haven't
Yeah,
met
like
his
this is
human-
not a trusted house sitter.
Yeah,
We haven't met his
destination.
human kids or his fur kids, so we're super excited. Yeah, so
That's so cool. I'm actually really excited for you guys to go to the United
Yeah,
States.
me too.
Try
We
to
are
extend.
too. I,
We'll
my,
do a follow-up podcast multiple times.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice.
My dad has always said to me, I just want to see your face the first time you're in New York, because he's just always said to me, like, you are going to love it. It's just the
Yeah.
most exciting place,
Yeah.
and it's just
Yeah.
like, so I've already said to him I'm going to WhatsApp call him when I
Like
when
get
I arrive.
there.
And,
Yeah.
in terms of planning, we have done a bit of planning for the whole marriage thing because we looked
Oh,
into
yes.
that quite a bit.
Yeah, the
Oh,
paperwork.
So
needs to
actually
figure
getting
out,
married
yeah.
in the States seems like it might be an easier process for us than getting married either in South Africa or Australia.
Really?
With-
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, just in terms of paperwork and stuff. It's
Seems
pretty
quite
doable. I mean,
straightforward.
still a process, but I mean,
Sure.
there's always going to be a
Yeah.
process. You know,
Absolutely.
we're just super excited to be able to do that process while being
Yeah, yeah.
in the States and to experience it.
Congratulations on that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Thank
you.
Obviously,
Yeah.
we believe in marriage and we believe.
Yeah.
Us too.
Yes.
I know, right? Yeah.
That's pretty cool. You kind of have to fight for it nowadays. It's just. But
Yeah.
I'm curious. I want to know what's beyond New York. What are you guys gonna do? Are you gonna stay in the United States a little bit
And
more?
then I have
too.
another question too.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So New York,
Yeah.
or sorry, the States until possibly around February. We're not 100% sure of
Ideally.
that timeline. I need to still get a visa for that,
Yeah.
and figure out how that'll
Do you have
work
another
out.
destination in the US?
It depends
We've
on
got a few,
passports again.
yeah.
So we've
Okay.
applied for a couple
okay.
of passports.
Oh, nice.
There's one in Washington, and we'd love to go to like Boulder and
Yeah, Colorado
yeah, so-
would be pretty beautiful.
But we're pretty open to going wherever the
Anywhere.
houses take
Yeah.
us and
Oh,
whatever
cool.
opportunities we get. So, but ideally, that's the thing with us. You have to make it like sort of financially to make it viable. You've got to stay in a place for a few months. To buy a ticket somewhere to stay
Yeah.
there for 2 weeks doesn't really make sense. Like you buy the ticket and then you obviously don't pay rent for a place
Yeah.
for like 2 or 3 months or whatever, and that kind of balances out. So
Yeah.
we're really trying to, and also to experience the place properly.
Yes.
So yeah, we're keen to stay there for
It's okay. You want some water?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, please. Frog is
You
living
get
in
like
my
cotton
throat.
mouth. Yeah.
But planning
I
that
talk
far
too much.
ahead is like, there's so much things that can happen.
In between.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we weren't going to go to Australia, and then a couple of factors changed, and
now you're
life
going
took
to
us
Australia.
there.
Now
and-
we're in Australia.
So everything happens for a reason. I think you've got to be flexible and open, and that and that guides your travels on this route. Like you say, you might think you have a plan, but
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what? Because who knows? Maybe we decide to go to New York City also, just because we're thinking about going back to the States in
Yes.
December timeframe. But maybe who just knows where you end up?
Exactly.
The coolest thing is, a lot of times in a lot of places you don't have to buy return
Yes.
flights. You can just do
Sure.
one way. And
Exactly.
Yeah.
New York is definitely on our list, and
Yeah.
we think.
haven't been.
Oh, haven't you?
No.
No,
Yeah.
but we think that East Coast is the gateway to Europe.
Yeah.
Very cheap flights.
Okay.
Sure.
So who knows? Maybe we might be passing through because
Nice.
we say next year we want to do Europe.
Oh,
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
We also want to do Central America and South America.
We're also,
Yeah.
Well,
Oh,
we
really?
want to van life it for a little
Okay.
bit
Okay.
through Europe for a couple of months.
Oh, how
Nathan's been
cool.
keen on van life for.
Yeah, tell us about that van
I
life.
tell you, you really have to say how far I have come in my.
So basically,
Like,
You've been convincing her.
I first showed Ange this idea of van life, and she was like, "I am not doing that."
he was just like, look, here's a van. Let's live in a van. Yeah.
And it was very much like, to be fair, I didn't sell her the nicest dream. It was like, here's a
van.
Mercedes Sprinter panel van type of thing.
Those are
And
big.
I'm gonna make that
Yeah.
into something, and she was like, no.
Like, can you
but
fix
then-
the thing on the wall first? Like,
Yeah.
In the house.
My track record for fixing things at home has not been the best, so the idea of building a van is.
in all fairness, I totally could have fixed it myself. So,
But anyway, so over time, I've shown Ange a couple of other things. Some other people we know have had a look at doing van life, and it is an exciting idea. It's nomadic, but in a car
With your base.
and with your base, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's pretty exciting, and there are certain places where I think it works out a lot better than others. So it works out really well in the United States. It works out really well in Europe. It works out well in Australia.
I guess
although
it
the
works
distances
well
are about. Just in
Good
terms
roads.
of roads, the amount of things. So you wouldn't want to do van life in Bali because you've got a little island and
Yeah.
that's it. You'll
Way
see
to
the whole
park.
thing in like
Exactly.
a week.
Yeah, you've got to, but
Um,
also you've got to find your place to like park every night and
Exactly.
that kind of thing. And like in the
Um,
States and in Europe, there are like allocated places.
Yes,
Yeah,
there's
like
a lot.
RV places.
Yeah.
Exactly. So like there's a
also
bigger
there's
culture
just-
of it. There.
Yeah, there's also just a lot more space to cover and a lot more things to see
Oh,
on one
that's true.
continent,
Yeah.
on one location.
Like
So-
Australia is huge, and like
Yes.
the States
Yeah.
are huge, and
Yeah.
there's
and
there's reason to be.
Yeah.
traveling.
There's an account that we follow who did a trip from Canada and they're down like they're past Peru now, I think.
Oh my
They've gone
goodness.
all the way down. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
Max and Lee and Aki, they're really cool.
Yeah,
It's a really
very
cool.
cool.
Yeah.
You should check
Okay,
it out.
you could send us those and we'll
The-
check them
Yeah,
out.
definitely.
But
Um,
what's really stuck in my mind before you get going is how does it work in there? Is it just your wardrobe or is it a kitchen as well?
Kitchen
or-
as well.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the shower.
So it's
or-
like an RV.
No
we call
shower.
them RVs.
Outside though. There's
Outside
a
shower, or
Okay.
you're finding places where you're going to
Okay, yeah,
park
that
to
makes
shower,
sense.
or you're not showering. So you get pretty
we have a
ripe in
shower.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it does also depend on the size of the place, and it depends where you're going and what time of year. So if you're going to do like a whole summer style van
Yeah,
life, then definitely an outdoor shower is totally cool. You get these shower bags, so it's basically like a really it's a black sort of plasticky type of material, really soaks up the heat of the sun throughout the day, and then you just hang that and shower
that's
under there,
cool.
which is a good
Okay.
idea.
But some of these places are amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, look, that's really the expensive route, which
Sure.
we will not be going.
Yeah.
But
The bigger, the nicer.
There's guys
Not
doing like
just
bus
bigger,
life,
like just-
so like an old American school bus,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
you convert that.
Oh.
So there's
Beautiful,
people who've got like a
beautifully
bath in there,
decorated
you know?
And
Yeah.
like a little house.
Yes.
Like a
Something like,
miniature
like a
house.
mini
Yeah.
house,
Yeah.
exactly. Also, that culture is completely
Yeah,
like
it is.
growing as well.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. We call them RVs.
Okay.
Well, it'll be
Yeah.
different to an RV in that it's a converted vehicle of some other
Yeah.
sort.
Like you
So it's
built
not
it.
a purpose-built,
Which is less
recreation.
expensive, I'm getting.
So it's like a Mercedes
Possibly,
Sprinter,
but-
or like
Yeah.
yeah.
possibly
Or a
less
school bus.
expensive or just more customizable. So it's not like that prefabricated RV type structure.
Yeah.
It's whatever vehicle you choose. So you get guys who are doing it with like a what do you call it in the States? We call it a bucky, but a
utility
no,
vehicle?
in Australia, it's a utility
Okay,
vehicle,
yeah,
like
yeah.
an open-backed kind of thing, and then
Uh-huh.
somebody
Okay.
puts something on the back to make it a home.
Yeah, yeah.
There's a guy in the UK who's got an old army truck and that had like a framework with sort of a canvas tent over the top. But inside that, he built his own little
So
tiny
there's a
home
whole
type of
world
space.
of people just doing
Oh,
this.
There is.
It's
Yeah.
massive. I promise you.
There are
Just
meetups all
open
over
that
the place.
can of worms and
And then,
down the rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ken, that we opened up that's alternative lifestyle that we are pretty into is the small house.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Miniature
tiny
homes.
home.
Yeah.
So
Tiny
it's,
home thing.
it's a very similar thing, you know. You're just like able to move around. I mean,
But this has
very,
wheels.
very, very small.
Yes.
But it's very cool. I mean,
Yeah.
like this. I mean, it's got its pros and
Right,
cons.
right.
Watch in like a year's time, you guys are going to be like,
Might be a good idea.
Germany, and your
Yeah,
little.
like, hey, a little man.
Yeah, exactly. Like teaching us how to like build a.
I would like
Yeah.
to do that
I
in Europe.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Actually,
Europe
that's a really
seems
good
to have
idea.
a lot of options for renting more, so less RV and more like Mercedes type of things.
Yeah.
What did Meg use?
Yeah,
Can't
this is
remember the
our
time.
running coach. She did it, and it was actually really cool because she was very open about the fact that it's not all glam like you see
Yeah,
often with this van life. But yeah, I don't know what she had, but I mean,
also
the-
very small thing.
very very small, and shared things of them making stuff and like opening a tin of lentils and like making a little salad and
Like
like
right there.
yeah, like it's
It's compact.
yeah,
That's
it's
a good way to
compact.
put it.
Yes,
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah.
So with the, your van life and you guys planning things together in like very like small spaces,
Yeah.
how is your relationship? Like, how do you guys do that?
Yeah, we're trying to make it travel and couples theme. So
Yeah.
we
Yes,
give
like
some
couples
But, I
advice.
mean,
on-
Well, our flat that we lived in Cape Town was pretty tiny already.
Yeah.
Oh,
We've
wow.
got
You're
this
used
down.
to it. Yeah.
It's not only that.
Yeah.
I think we have we were friends for, as we said, 2 years before we started dating. That definitely is a big positive. We've been together for 10 years now in terms of actually being a couple.
Yeah.
So that's 12 years of time that we've known each other. We've gone through a huge amount. We've moved cities. We've moved into different homes. We've had a business together, which was also in a very small space. We had a vegan sushi business actually.
Oh, we had a
so-
restaurant as well.
We did. Yeah.
So
like
that
2-3
really
years
Ted
ago.
twisted
That's
us.
so
Yeah.
sweet.
I
So
know, right?
we didn't have it. We didn't have an actual location. We did it at markets. So in Cape Town,
Yeah.
there's quite a big market
We
culture.
prepped at home
So
and
it'll-
like
And you take it there.
you take
Yeah.
you take your raw ingredients there, and then you put
prep
your
on
sushi
site
together.
and
Oh,
like
wow.
yeah,
Wow.
it was
So
pretty intense. Yeah.
late nights of cooking rice
Yep,
and cooking other
yep.
ingredients that we're going to put into our
Same.
sushi.
Oh,
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. So
horrible.
you guys know, like it's
Yeah.
a
We mainly had to work on the weekends because we would make ready prepared meals.
yes.
And they would,
Cool.
that's a big culture, I guess, that's trending. Is like they actually at Motion Cafe sell those
Yeah,
pre-made
like
meals.
meal
Oh,
Okay,
we
cool.
haven't actually been there.
Yeah.
I do think it's very funny how it's called. It's like
Yeah.
Motion Cafe fitness food.
Yeah.
What is fitness food?
Yeah,
What does
is
that mean?
is that food that makes you
I'm-
fit? Do I not have to run because I ate this burger?
I sometimes like their English translations, like I don't think they get it. Like,
sure.
yeah.
It's pretty funny. It's always pumping those.
It
Yeah.
is. It's good as
The
Gotcha.
pie. I saw that.
Oh jeez. Okay.
But
So-
that's crazy. You guys did a restaurant too.
I know,
Yeah.
I think you
tell.
won't know your significant other unless you go into business together.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
for sure.
And I found out I was a little bit too controlling.
Or travel
Yeah,
together.
yeah, I was like, I'm running this
Moving
thing. How
together.
much you think you're running it?
Yeah. So moving together, traveling together, or having a business together, those things are all real
Absolutely.
testers of a
Yeah.
relationship, I think.
Yep,
And
yeah.
we've
Yep.
done pretty well in all of them, except for the one time that I left the keys at the wrong place when we moved. That was our first
Oh,
move.
no.
That was our first move,
No.
and that was probably the only bad part about it was that I can't remember.
flooding
You remember
back
some
some
of the
No,
important
wait,
keys?
no, what
Yeah.
happened is that so I was still working in radio at the time, and I had a show, and Nathan was doing, and his brother was up
Yes,
staying
my
with
brother
us,
was with us.
which was lovely and helpful. But also like when you're moving, and then you have someone
Yes.
staying with you, and it's kind of like
You don't
Can't
want that
argue
third
in front of
party in
them.
there to
I
add
know.
tension.
It's
Sure, but he was
Oh, he was
great.
great,
Yeah,
yeah.
he was super helpful. Anyway, but there's a number of factors, and Nathan said to me, cool, like, meet at the old place or something after your show. So I go through there, and like, I'm buggered because we'd been up the whole night packing and an early morning show and whatever. Go back, and I go to the place, and I rush, and then everything's locked. I'm like, Nathan, where are you? And you're like, oh no, I'm at the new place or whatever. I'm just like, it's actually in hindsight, it was the stupidest
I know,
thing.
but
Why
it's
were
also
you there because you forgot the key?
I don't know, but it's also Johannesburg where traffic's a nightmare and distances
Yeah.
are a bit longer.
It
and
was
like
our
take a deep
moving.
breath.
But your first move.
I know it wasn't even like this big thing, but it was like the
I know,
first
you think
move.
back and-
I know it wasn't. I know, I'm like, bitch, please. Like we handled more like this morning.
Yeah,
than we did.
right. In that moment.
Yeah, but it is, you know, which is cool because it shows how you grow. Like
Yeah.
as a couple as
Absolutely,
well,
yeah.
You know, like
The patience, the
exactly,
communication.
exactly.
And things are not as big of a deal. And if you just are more easygoing, then you're at each other less. And
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So we're used to being in each other's space, and I mean, sure, like part of it, you still irritate each other, and like you know,
But that's life, I
but
think.
that's
you know,
life. And
Yeah.
Like, show us a friend that you're not irritated with at some
That's
point
true.
as well.
Exactly.
You know?
That's true.
Yeah. So we're very lucky. Like it's cool to be doing this with, you know, like your best friend.
Yeah.
yeah,
As you
exactly.
guys know, you know.
So we have so much fun. Like I'm not a good swimmer,
Oh,
me
I know.
neither.
He's
Me
not.
neither.
And she
Nathan's
is.
an amazing
And I-
swimmer.
yeah.
That's so funny.
and so she was teaching me how to swim.
Nice.
Cool. Teaching them like the basics, like
That's
how to
awesome.
breathe through your nose.
I'm so keen because
Yeah.
I don't really like being underwater. I don't know what it is. Like as a kid, like I love being in the pool, but I don't know. I'm
like
I get like
submerging in it.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
can't hold my breath for very long, and I'm also wanting to be like a stronger swimmer. And
Yeah.
Nathan's
Yeah.
like trying to sort of help me as well.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, you've improved so much. Right?
Yeah, so is he.
but
It's
it's scary. Like it's
Yeah.
kind of like oh.
I just for me, I painted. We want to get scuba certified, open water.
Yeah.
So
That's
we
so cool.
we painted a beautiful picture of like when you're around this island of Bali, you can go to these islands, but maybe more than half is underwater
Yeah.
that you want to discover.
Yeah, sure.
And so there's some really cool things that I looked up, and like if you go to Hawaii, there's like this manta ray nighttime scuba dive where the manta rays start coming in.
That's amazing.
And it's like a beautiful show that's at night. Can you imagine being in the deep dark water at night?
Yeah, so we actually
So,
went,
like-
we went to Nusa Penida and well, Nathan actually swam with the mantas. The sea was very rough. I didn't actually get in the water,
Yeah.
but I saw them, which was really cool at the top, and they're right
Yeah.
there.
I mean, I had one coming like right at me. I had to sort of move out of the
so
way.
cool.
Yeah,
It was this
'cause he
giant
wasn't.
manta ray. Yeah, he wasn't going to move. But, yeah,
I
but,
can,
Well, they're in his home, so
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
like this you move.
Like you
Yeah.
move or you go through.
Yeah.
but I mean, it was choppy sea, and
No, it was so choppy. I was actually like quite frustrated because I mean,
Yeah.
I would have still gone out and like I was happy to be on the boat and still like see
Yeah.
them from because
But you have to be a
right
good
up to
swimmer
the
if it's
surface.
choppy.
They
typically
didn't
helps,
tell
I
you
think.
that. They didn't tell us that, and I don't know if it's normally choppy like that. But on that particular day, I said to Nathan, I can't. And it was so funny because the guy was like, "There they are, swim there towards the rock," and the water's just going. And so I'm
I
like,
haven't been in water
Not
like
me.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
me
haven't been in
neither.
water.
So I was like, you know, last year was the first time we'd even done snorkeling, and
Oh,
even
cool.
that, like the night before, I was practicing with the thing in the
In
pool,
your face. Oh,
just
yeah.
to like feel
Yeah.
comfortable with it, because you know you don't want to be panicked in water.
And
Like that's
drink
not a good
salt water
situation
and-
to be in,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. It doesn't
And I
really
just
feel good.
and I just looked at the water and it was really rough. And Nathan actually said to me afterwards, "You made the right choice," because he was like, it was actually quite an exhausting experience because the sea
Trying to
was
keep
like.
yourself afloat.
Yeah, pretty much.
So
Yeah.
if you're not a strong swimmer, you know it would have taken like away
it just,
from the
it,
enjoyment.
yeah, it just ends up not being enjoyable.
I heard it was
Yeah.
50-50, so you know
Yeah.
you didn't miss your chance. I heard it's kind of often where it could get strong water.
Oh,
really?
really?
Okay, she did not
Okay.
read
Oh,
that.
that's cool. Because I was bummed that I would love to see them.
To like
Although
actually go in.
it does
Yeah.
kinda
We paid
freak me out
for-
though.
A guide that kind of went into everything in detail around
That's
Bali.
cool.
Oh, awesome.
That's
Very
really,
cool.
really cool. Yeah, I mean, I'd like to give it another go.
We're going to that. Well, this is off the podcast too. We'll talk about our plans. We're
Yeah.
trying to plan another island, or not another, but a island trip.
We haven't gone to the Gili Island.
I would personally, I mean, I preferred Gili. I think
Yeah.
we both did.
Yeah.
eh?
We want to go to all of them. Like do it slowly. We want to
Yeah.
go to Lombok, climb the top of the
We want to
mountain.
do
Yeah.
Lombok.
Yeah, Lombok would be cool.
Yeah.
Have you guys
And
gone?
Johnny.
Yeah, we haven't
We haven't gone
actually.
to Lombok. Yeah, we're definitely keen to do around Johnny.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Yeah, because there's even like meditation while you eat, listening to noises, listening to your significant other.
Sure.
Kinds, yeah, there's
Yes,
lots.
Yeah.
exactly. And I mean, for us, like we're really at the basic level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think the fact that you can feel the difference so
Absolutely.
soon, and it's like anything. Once you start to feel the positive effects, it becomes a lot easier to do.
Mhm,
You know,
you wanna do it.
It's like anything. It's like
Yeah.
getting healthy. It's like
Yep.
quitting smoking. It's like anything. You know,
Yeah.
once you start to feel great, it's like you know, and then you have that positive association, and you're like,
Exactly.
sure, I really don't want to sit on that mat right now, but remember how good it made you feel yesterday.
Exactly.
And, you know,
And you start producing like the discipline to do it.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
I know we'll kind of start winding down a little
Yeah.
bit, but I do want to ask you one more thing. Kind of to sum it up is, I'm curious to know, you guys went through a lot of transformation.
Yeah.
You were just talking about the health. What kind of sparked it? Like you both were on a different path than you are today. So what were some of
Yeah.
those catalysts to get you on that right path? Because
Yeah.
you guys are aspiring for us, like especially for me, the nutrition of being
Yeah.
vegan is ultimately the spiritual diet and the environmental diet.
Yeah.
For so many reasons, for some
Yeah.
reason that's the diet to aspire to. So I'm working on that. Like, what I did first steps is I now have 3 salad days a week.
Because he doesn't like eating greens. Yeah, it's more challenging for him to eat
So
greens.
there are so many non-green things as well. Just
Oh,
like
yeah.
So
Oh, yeah.
I think like it's a misconception. Yeah, like all the things you love that are in a non-vegan diet are veganized and out there and
Right.
delicious.
They
Like,
even replicated meat.
Yeah.
oh
Very well.
yeah, I mean just everything you can imagine, sweet, savory, like it's
Yeah.
there. And
Yeah, I agree.
we love food and like yeah, like and if anything, like I mean, we love food even more now than we ever did
Right.
Yeah,
pre-vegan.
for sure.
Wow.
So,
We
yeah.
Before there was
also, I think we
meat.
have a wider repertoire of recipes and cooking options as
Yeah.
well than we did before, because previously it was our sort of meal was here's a starch, here's some veg, here's the meat.
Yeah, absolutely.
And since going vegan, we've had to really change that and look at a whole bunch of different options. So we
So yeah, tell us
stand
about
It, like,
that
helps you get more
transformation.
I think that
Yes, completely. And also just to, yeah, I think you just appreciate like more like just the abundance that nature gives you, you know,
Yeah.
and fruit and veggies. Like there's just so many amazing things to make. Yeah, I mean, in terms of, sorry, just going back to the catalyst of the change and getting
Yeah.
healthy, I think a big one was changing work. That was a big change in lifestyle, out of radio and partying and that kind of thing.
Sure.
So I used to work really horrible hours. I used to work through the night, do graveyard shifts in radio, and that put a lot of strain on us. I would go to sleep and Nathan would be waking up to go to work.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So it was nuts, and part of that was often like going out and like I had gigs and that kind of thing, and we'd go out and party, and I mean, I think even without that work, we would still to a degree have been doing that, just because like that's
sure.
what our friends
Yeah.
were doing, and you
Yeah.
know, yeah, that was kind of the, and then yeah, I think like I stopped smoking, like we moved away from that, and then I don't know what kind
I
of.
don't know what it was. Like I feel like it was after that Christmas. At Christmas we had this really,
Oh, my word.
really over-the-top meal. So we were in Johannesburg.
We took before
didn't-
photos.
Well, that's what happened afterwards.
Yes.
But we were in Johannesburg. We didn't go home to Cape Town to see our families for that Christmas, and we cooked ourselves this. It was actually a disgusting feast. For
We just made
Christmas.
such a
We
feast
did.
for
We did
ourselves,
a
yeah.
huge amount of food, and then afterwards we were like, "What on earth are we doing?" And we took before photos.
With like meat food or
Yeah,
Yeah.
meat food. This was pre-vegan, and so yeah, we took before photos. So that started around the same time as we started going vegan.
Well, we started getting on a healthier sort of track, like a little bit earlier than going vegan.
And that was the before photos. So we
Yeah.
literally in underwear before photos, same position,
Yeah.
and we took them every week or
Every
every 2
week,
weeks.
every
really.
week. But we looked at
Um,
those before photos. It was the best exercise we could have
Oh,
done
yeah.
because we were like, wow, like I mean, I felt like I didn't recognize
Yeah,
myself.
because we've both always been active. So I played
Okay.
water polo throughout school. So
I
I was,
danced,
Yeah,
yeah.
Ash danced. So we both considered ourselves fit, active, healthy people.
But you know the boiling frog.
Yeah.
Right? The-
Yeah, just that slow change.
We
And so
just
we
gradually,
took
yeah.
those before photos, and it was like, like who even is that person?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were just like drinking and eating lots and not,
Yeah.
just not
Being
prioritizing
conscious
health.
of it.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then, yeah, we started
Controlling our
exercising.
portion size.
Controlling
That
our
was an
portion-
enormous one for me. Because I'd go, oh, there's food. I'll dish up some food.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, there's still food. I'll dish up some more food, and I'll
Yeah.
just eat some more
Just
food
eat all of
because
it.
that's a
it's
common
delicious.
thing though for a lot of
Yeah.
people.
Portion control.
Yeah.
Fortunately
Yeah.
for me, like I've had terrible eating habits, but luckily for my genetics, I can't overeat and I don't even have a big appetite. And I also can eat whatever I want and not gain weight. And so
Amazing.
I
I know,
should
right?
be a lot bigger than I am now. But I'm trending better. She's got me to work out now.
Nice.
And so,
Yeah.
I think also like when you know, initially we were very like weight focused, you know, and we've definitely moved like way away from that
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
You know, I think that it's really important, like when starting that kind of journey, to even when you're taking that before photo, and you might be like a little bit shocked at what you see or not feel good about it and want to change. I think it is very important to still be able to love and appreciate yourself in
Yeah.
that state. You know, it's still your body and it's still a functioning, beautiful body. And, you know, I think that, yeah, there's a lot of often like resentment around,
Yeah.
oh, I'm not in this like good fit state. So, whereas like don't don't exercise because you hate your body, do it
Sure.
because you love your body. I love that saying,
Sure.
you know.
From like a mindset of abundance.
Exactly, and love and nurturing and falling in love with taking care of yourself rather than punishing yourself, you know.
Exactly.
And I think that we've definitely moved towards that, and you know, eating like a plant-based diet is, you know, really just has just fueled that as well, you know.
Yeah.
That abundance and
And in terms of going towards a plant-based diet, Ange had actually seen a video about like standard practices in factory farming.
On YouTube or Netflix?
On YouTube, I think.
YouTube, it's just
Yeah.
like a 60
We then
second
watched.
all standard practice, and we watched it, and I was just like, I don't understand. I was like, why are these? I couldn't
Why don't you
understand.
start learning about
How
it?
is this allowed?
Yeah, exactly.
And then it was
It's
just
worse
like,
in America, I would say.
Oh no, it's the same worldwide in terms of
Is it? Factory farming?
Factory farming worldwide is disgusting.
They've actually just made an awesome documentary focused on the Australian industry called Dominion, which we haven't watched, but it's also, I mean, it's recent footage from Australia, so it's, you know, it's worldwide.
Yeah. But Ange saw this video, said, like, I think he showed it to me as well, and said, like, you know, do we really want to be contributing to this still? Should we try a vegan lifestyle? And I was like,
That was
sure.
enough though? That one video was enough?
One video.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we looked into a few things after that, but I mean, that one video it was so weird. It was like just a Saturday morning or so. We were like, not eating meat anymore. And then it was like,
Okay.
yeah, cool.
Yeah.
And then we went, we did it like all in one. We were like, we'll just finish all our animal products.
So, and we just
not
won't buy
eat them
anything
anymore.
else. And we didn't really do a lot of research, so we got rid of everything and we were like, okay, but so now what do we eat?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. When you get to that point.
Yeah. Exactly.
And actually, there are millions of recipes and there are so many options, but at that point we hadn't prepared for it. So we ran out of things and we were like,
I'm hungry.
and then we were like, I had this recipe of a Thai green chicken curry, and we were like, we'll just put chickpeas in that instead. And then we ate that about 5 days in a row, and we were like, oh my goodness, what else are we gonna
Yeah,
eat?
we were like, what have we done? What have
So
we
how
done?
did you get through that?
Well, we actually spoke to a friend of ours who's been vegan for like years, and he was just so amazing, and yeah, he just shared this wealth of knowledge with us, and just was so open about like what to do and how to try. And he said, you know, if it works better for you guys, like try and phase things out there, which is what we ended up doing. So we stopped eating red meat and then chicken and then dairy and eggs and
It's an easier
phased it out.
process.
Completely. And then paired with like learning like how to substitute those things, what else to eat, and you know, getting creative and and just no looking back. Yeah, I mean, we just felt great, and food just became more and more exciting, and just gave us more energy, which is
You
the
did it
purpose of it.
gradually.
Yeah.
I mean, by gradually, it didn't take us very long. It was a couple of weeks, maybe.
No, it took I think about a couple of months, like to really. I think like the eggs and dairy, like that was the last little thing that kind of took the.
Sure.
We had our last pizza with dairy cheese. I remember it so clearly because I had the worst stomach ache of my life. Because
It exposes food allergies, huh?
Well, the thing is, I mean,
You're
dairy.
technically allergic to dairy anyway.
Dairy's
I don't eat
designed
dairy.
for cows, you know. It's not made for human consumption. You know, we're all lactose intolerant. All of us.
I think you're just not conscious of that. Like you kind of endure the pain.
And also,
sure.
because you do it all the time, you maybe build up a tolerance
your body
to
becomes
it.
used to
Yeah.
But we hadn't had a lot of dairy at all, and then we were like, let's have a dairy pizza. This will be like our last dairy cheese pizza.
Yeah.
Oh my word!
Yeah,
I
we
was
did
like,
not feel
never again. But I mean, there's so many options of vegan cheese nowadays.
Yeah, there is.
Like
Incredible.
cashew, almond.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
amazing, and also like you get some amazing pizzas even without cheese that are like incredible. So,
Actually, Angela always says that a pizza without cheese really exposes whether it's a good pizza or not.
Yes.
Because
The
it's the
sauce,
sauce
because
and everything else.
The sauce is everything. I
But you
never
gotta
knew
make it
this.
Yeah, you can tell.
I never
But
knew
you
this.
go to a
connoisseurs
bad
too.
restaurant, you go to a bad restaurant, you take the cheese off, and you'll tell them. That
Yeah,
it's
just
a-
put the
it's
tomato puree on.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, but what is this? This
Like,
is
this is
sauce.
gross.
This
It's
is
just tomato puree,
And a
yeah.
good pizza. There was like this little Italian restaurant in Nonalina in Cape Town. Oh, delicious. We never had vegan cheese on their pizza because they made the most beautiful sauce, so much flavor, and loads of veggie topping. And it was
So good.
I think we're all starting to get hungry.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But like to wrap up, last question. So, what can our listeners take from you guys as travelers, as couples, like something that
parting
like a
thoughts.
quote or
Go vegan.
well, yes, what he said. But I think don't be afraid to go against what you maybe have been conditioned or is right and what's expected of you. I think, just don't be afraid to go.
Yeah. And And I suppose, sort of to add to that, is it's easier than you might think. Like, sure, there are challenges, but it is not this impossible, unattainable, only a successful YouTuber can do it kind of thing.
Yeah.
If you have a job that is based on a computer now, speak to your boss and see if they will allow you to do that from home, or from another city, or from somewhere else. Like, it's easier than you would think.
Yeah, I'm an account manager and copywriter, and Nathan's an account manager, so we are in jobs that are not necessarily like considered nomadic jobs. I think everyone thinks that like, yeah, you have to be a creative or a YouTuber or, you know, to live this lifestyle, and that's not the case, you know. Sure, there's amazing opportunity in that direction, but if that's not your vibe, then that's totally cool, you know. So just don't be afraid. To not listen to that doubt in your mind.
Well, thank you guys so much for being here.
Thank you so much.
Thank you guys.
Yes.
Perfect guests for the show. Tune in. We don't know when the next episode is going to release, so enjoy all the wealth of knowledge that Nathan and Angela just told us.
Thank you guys. Bye.
Thank you guys. Bye.
Bye.
See you later.
Yay, that was awesome, guys.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, that went
Now I'm going to
really
have
great.
anxiety for the rest of the day about every
What?
answer.
No.